You don't hate people. But after too many conversations, too many rooms, too many versions of yourself you didn't recognize it starts to feel that way. There's something that happens when you're around certain people. You get quieter. Or louder than you want to be. You agree with things you don't believe. You laugh at things that aren't funny to you. And somewhere on the drive home, you feel it, that slow, hollow feeling. Not anger. Something more like grief. The question isn't why do people drain me? The question is who was I just pretending to be? This isn't about being introverted. It isn't shyness. It's something more specific. It's that feeling of returning home and not quite recognizing yourself in the memories of the last few hours. You said yes when you meant no. You performed enthusiasm you didn't feel. You edited your sentences in real time, cutting the parts that felt too honest, too strange, too much. This is called self-monitoring behavior. Psychologists measure it on a scale. High self-monitors are extraordinarily skilled at reading social rooms and adjusting themselves to fit. It looks like social intelligence from the outside. From the inside, it feels like constant translation, converting your real self into something more acceptable. And the cost of that translation is exhaustion. Not social exhaustion. Identity exhaustion. Here's what's important to understand. You are not broken. You are not antisocial. You are not difficult. This pattern, this chameleon-like adaptation, developed for a reason. For many people, early environments required it. Reading the room wasn't optional. It was safety. The brain learned, adjust to survive. Disappear the parts of yourself that create friction. It wasn't a flaw. It was intelligence. The problem isn't that you learned it. The problem is that the brain never unlearned it, even in rooms where it's no longer necessary. Here's what's happening underneath. The brain has a system called the default self, a stable internal sense of who you are. Psychologists call this self-concept clarity. When it's strong, you remain consistent across contexts. When it's fragile or underdeveloped, social environments can override it easily. Think of it like a compass needle. In people with high self-concept clarity, the needle holds. In high self-monitors with low self-concept clarity, every new social field pulls the needle in a different direction. You spend so much energy tracking the social environment, what's expected, what's safe, what's wanted, that your own internal signal gets drowned out. And then you're in the car. The field is gone. The needle finally rests. And you feel the distance between where it pointed and where you actually are. So what do you do with this? First, identify your anchor. Before entering a social context, name one thing that is true about you that you don't want to lose. Not an affirmation. A fact. I care about honesty. I find small talk exhausting. I value slowness. Just one. It keeps the internal signal from going completely silent. This works because it activates self-affirmation theory. Preloading your core values reduces the brain's need to seek external validation for stability. Second, notice the edit. When you catch yourself deleting a sentence before it leaves your mouth, pause. You don't have to say it. Just notice the deletion. That awareness alone begins to rebuild the gap between authentic impulse and performed response. Third, choose one person to be fully yourself with. Not to perform vulnerability. Just to practice not translating. Research on self-disclosure shows that authentic expression, even in small doses, gradually strengthens self-concept clarity over time. Fourth, schedule re-entry time. Not rest. Re-entry. 10 minutes alone after social interaction, not to decompress, but to ask, where did I drift? The reflection is what builds self-awareness. Without it, the drift becomes invisible. Here's the model to hold on to. You are a signal. Social environments are interference. The work isn't to stop engaging with people, it's to keep the signal strong enough that the interference doesn't override it. You don't hate people. You hate losing yourself quietly, in real time, without anyone noticing, including you. That grief on the drive home? It's not weakness. It's yourself, recognizing its own absence.